Today I'm going to be showing you how to attach piercings to the head, how to weight paint the piercings to the head, and how to make the piercings move with the VOCI-VRC. I'm going to show you how to add materials and textures onto your face the right way, 2 different ways. So how to add cats. You want to go to your Google. You want to search up cats blender plugin. Click the first link, which has the word smiley cat in it. Go ahead and click that. Now we're not going to click anything in this section. I'm going to go ahead and go to the right where it says releases. Click latest. It'll take you to a new page. Scroll to the bottom and click Cats Blender Plugin 0.0.zip. Click that. Download this. An important thing to know is do not extract the Cats Blender plugin that we just downloaded. Just keep it how it is, and I'll tell you why in a second. Now, if you're unsure where it downloaded, if you're using Google Chrome, you just go to the settings and find your downloads and where it downloaded it. Mine tells me at the top right. We want to go to Blender. We want to go to the top left. We want to go to Edit. We want to hit Preferences. Yours will probably look like this. We want to go to the add-ons section, which is between animation and input. Find the install button, which is here. Click install. Go to where your downloads are. Mine are here. Remember, do not extract the Cats Blender plugin. You want to find it. You want to click on it. Click install add-on. Okay. Now it will be installed. It might automatically work. It should be here in your add-on section. Double click Cats Blender plugin. If it is not there, you want to go to this little search icon and hit cats and then double click it. You can close out of that. It should be working. Now to see if it's working or not, your blender might look like this. You cannot see the little thingy that's here that'll tell you. Press N for notorious on your keyboard and it will open up the little section that tells you if cats is there. Yours might look like this. Just go ahead and click cats. It's a little tiny little tab. And if you don't want to use a hotkey, you can just grab this little teeny little arrow and pull it out. Now you have cats installed. There's 2 ways you can import a head. You can use the cats model section, which is here. You can import it and go from there. Or you can go to file and then you can go to import and then FBX and then find it from here. Now it should work the exact same as the other way I'm going to show you, but that's one way. Now I'm going to show you the other way. Now the cat's way. I'm going to hit import model and find your head. As you can see, it works exactly the same. Now I'm going to show you how to add textures to the face and how to change the opacity of the lashes and the eyebrows. I'm going to hide the bones. I'm going to click the head. Make sure your head is selected and is orange around it. I'm going to go to the bottom right where it says material underneath data. Click that. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can use the recommended professional way, which is doing it the surface way, or you can do the MMD texture, which a lot of people told me not to do, but I do it anyways because it's just Blender and it does not matter too much. So I'm going to show you the first way, which is through surface. So yours should look like this when you drop down surface. You want to make sure surface says principled BSDF, and then you want to go to base color and you want to click this little circle, and then you want to click image texture. And if it goes black or white, it's completely fine. Don't freak out. Now you'll get these 2 new little sections here that says new or open. Click open and you want to find the head texture that you want to put on your head. Okay, I found my head texture. I'm going to double click that and it should look really nice. It should work. So that's one way to do it. And now there's another way you could do it. And I'm going to go to the MMD texture tab. This is how I prefer to do it because I feel like you have more variety and I don't quite know how to use the surface tab quite yet, but I'll teach you what I know. So go to MMD texture. Hit add, you add it the exact same way. So now we are here. I'm going to double click and it's the exact same way except it's shiny. So how to fix that? I personally close the MMD texture, open MMD material. At the bottom, click a double-sided. Now we want to go to the surface tab where it says reflect. Just turn it all the way down. Now I'm going to show you how to fix these chunky ass lashes and eyebrows. There's 2 ways, which is the same as the head. I personally prefer to do it the MMD way. I'm going to go to MMD texture. I'm going to click add. And then I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to go to MMD, change it to double-sided, go to settings, change the blend mode from opaque to alpha blend or alpha hash, whatever you prefer. I prefer alpha blend because it looks nicer. I'm going to go to surface and turn the reflection off. Now this is how you do it. Okay. The most important thing to remember is make sure your settings, your blend mode is set to one of these 2. Otherwise it will not work. Go ahead, click your head and then go up top where it says shading. Click the little tab and it will take you to this channel. Now yours might look like something like this. Zoom in and get it in a really nice position where you can view it. Let's just make sure that we are getting the material set up for the right thing. So I'm going to go to the material tabs here. I'm going to make sure brow and lash is selected. We've got this little section here, but we want to scroll up a little bit. This will only be here if you're using the MMD section. So you want to zoom in. We want to drop a texture right here. So we want to go to the file explorer where the opacity is. go ahead and drag it in and drop it. Now this is the important step, okay? This is the opacity. So from the little dot that says color, click it, hold it, drag it to the alpha little dot, connect it. Once it's connected, it automatically fixes itself. Now, let's say you use the surface way. It's going to look a little different, but the only difference is this. Okay, so it'll look more like this section here. You'll do the same thing. Basically, you'll grab the opacity and you'll drag it in to like here or whatever. Don't worry if it's overlapping. It's not that big of a deal. Grab by the color circle and drag it to the alpha here, and it should do the exact same thing. Now, nothing changed because I've already done it. So I'm actually going to delete this. So now we can go ahead and we can go back to layout. If you're like me and you personally do not like this little white area, you want it to be like dark, just go to surface, change all these 3 things to dark. Now, this is why I like the MMD section, because of this. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to shade it all the way to black. Now, I feel like personally that looks a little bit nicer in my opinion. Now, she's looking a little ghostly right now with no eyes, so I'm going to add some eyes. Now, I have personally UV mapped new eye textures to this head. This is a personal sculpt I use on my avatars. If you're interested in my avatars, go ahead and check out my Jinxxy or my Payhip. It'll be linked in my bio. Okay, now we have added the eyeballs. I'm going to go ahead and delete these piercings on the lips so I can show you how to do this properly from scratch. So an important note you want to keep in mind when creating VR chat avatars is you always, and I mean always, when you move your avatar, like any kind of assets, when it comes to the avatar itself, the body base, the head, clothes, anything like that, you want to grab it by the bones, which is these bones here, the armature. When they're selected orange, you want to move it that way. Otherwise, if you move the head without the bones, you're going to break shit. You're going to break shit really quick. For example, let's say you make an avatar, right? And you put this head on a body, and later in Unity, you're going to come across so many problems. Like, for example, if you want to put bones on the ears, the bones are down here. So if you touch here, nothing's going to happen. Or if you touch the cheek, nothing's going to happen. So always move it on the bones and armature. The next thing you want to note is when you are moving anything in Blender, always move it on the axis. Now, what is the axes? It is the Z, Y, and X axis. So what does that look like? We're currently not moving on an axis right now. So if we were to move it, like using the G key and grabbing it and moving it around, suddenly it's not symmetric. You just want to keep everything symmetrical and everything in order, organized, and everything like that. This is what the Y axis looks like. What does the X axis look like? The side view. What does the Z axis look like? The top view. What happens if you press them again? You go the opposite way. Now, if you go to the front, which is Y, and then click it again, you see the back of the head. This is a really quick way you can see the back of the head if you need to, or if you need to spin your head, you can press Y. If you want to do one side and then click the other side, you just have to press the Y button. If you want to see a top view, double click it. And when moving things in Blender, always grab it by the bones, press G. I'm going to show you how the Y axis moves, so press G and then X, and then you would move it on the X axis. As you can see, it only moves in one direction, no matter where you move your mouse. So you always want to move it on the axes. So that is the X axis. Now we're going to move it on the Z axis. So press G, Z, and it's going to go up and down, which as you can see right here, we're moving it on the X axis. And now what does the Y axis look like? The Y axis is forward and backwards. You always want to move everything like that. Do not move meshes without bones and stuff like that, because you will break stuff really, really quickly. You will have problems. And I promise you that this is the most important thing to remember, okay? Anyways, with that being said, let's continue. Okay, so now she has no lip piercings. I'm going to import the piercings that I want to use, and you import yours. Now I have imported my piercings. They are right here. I'm going to click them. I'm going to drag them to the face using the X, Y, and Z axes. So all you do is just click the Y. I'm going to press G on my keyboard and press Z to drag it up. Now, if you're unsure on where it's going to drag, look at just the line that pops up. So the line will guide you. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to adjust these piercings where I want them to be using the axes. I'm going to press G and Y to move it closer to the face. Now, if you don't move it on the axis, you will get either crooked or not symmetrical piercings. So I recommend using the axis. It's clipping into the face. So I'm going to switch to the side view, which is pressing X up here. I'm going to press G and I'm going to press R for rotate. But as you can see, it's not moving how we want it to move. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to set origin to center of mass. Put the little dot here, which means you can move it from where it's supposed to be moved. So I'm going to press G and R and rotate it. Now the piercings are a little bit too small in my opinion, so I'm going to press G and then S, size them up. Now, how are we looking from the front? We're looking good. So I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to press G and Z. I want to move these piercings now. I'm focusing on these piercings and not so much the middle one. So we got them where we want them to be. The problem is these are not sitting how I want them to be, nor is this. So I'm going to click, I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to hold my mouse over the vertices. I'm going to press L on my keyboard and do the same with the other piercing. Pressing L, I'm going to lock onto an axis, and then I'm going to go to the side view. I'm going to press G and then Y, and it's going to move it in a little bit. It's up to you how you adjust your piercings. I'm going to press G and then Z to make it go down a little bit, and then G and Y to move it out a little bit. Now I like the way that's sitting. That's really good. And now we're going to focus on the middle bar. Now we got our piercings how we want them to be. Now how do you attach them to the face and weight paint? I'll be showing you how. Using cats, make sure you're clicking on the cats tab just here, and we want to find custom model creation. Click that and it'll drop down a little section. Yours might look like this. Just go ahead and click attach mesh. We want to turn on join meshes. We want to make sure that the armature bones are exactly what the head says. The armature bones are armature 0.004, so the base is armature 0.004. Then the mesh that we're trying to attach to the head is the face piercings. We want to attach, what do we want to attach it to? We definitely don't want to attach the head to the head wiggles itself. We want to attach the head to the head bone. So go ahead and hit attach mesh. Now it will not move quite yet. We are not quite finished there. So now that we have attached the piercings to the head, we want to select the head, hold shift, click the piercings. So the head should have a dark orange outline around it, and your piercings should have a light orange. You want to go at the top left where it says object mode. You want to go to weight paint. Now it will go red or blue. That is completely normal. While still in weight paint mode, you want to go to weights under layout. Click it and go to transfer weights. A little tab at the bottom will pop up called transfer mesh data. Go ahead and open that. Yours might look like this. Okay, we want to change it to nearest face interpolated. Change the ray radius to 5. Change the source layers to by name. Mine was already set up, so I apologize for that. And then we want to go to object mode, click off your face, click just the piercings. And we want to go back to this little data tab, which is above material, and where it says vertex groups. Scroll all the way up. We want to find where it says the name of the piercings. Mine is face piercings. Click the little negative sign. And then we want to click the bones, which is the armature. Turn the armature on if you hide them like I do. Click the bones to the orange. Go to where it says object mode and hit edit mode. So when you attach a mesh, it'll create a bone. Okay, we want to find that bone that it created and we want to delete it. Now the hotkey to delete it is X. But first, how do you know if you're deleting the right bone? You want to click it, and at the top left, it'll say face piercings. And if you're still unsure, go to the bottom right and click the little bone icon, and then at the top right here it'll say face piercings. You've got the right bone. Press X and hit bones. If you press dissolve bones, it won't work, so make sure you're hitting bones. Okay, your head should move with your face piercings. So if you go to pose mode and start spinning your head, it will move with your head, but it will not move with your vismes. So let me show you that it's not going to move with the vismes. So here's our, it's not moving. We want it to move when you talk, right? This is the important step. Click on your piercings, hold shift and click your head. Press control, hold control and press J. And what this will do is it will merge the piercings with your face. So it's one with your face. I think how to make a blend shape to turn the piercings off, I'll make that in another video on how to make shape keys. Now that we've attached the piercings to the head, how are we going to make the piercings move when your lip moves? So it's pretty easy. We're going to click your head, go to object mode and hit edit mode. Now we want to select the first shape key, which is in the data category, and click VRC or whatever your R thing is called. Hold your mouse over the black vertices, press L, same for the bottom ones. Now this is a bit of a tedious process, but it is the most important thing. But making VR chat avatars is a bit of a tedious process to begin with. Keep in mind that whatever you do in edit mode will be recorded. Once you have your piercings selected, move it on the axis by pressing G and Z and move your piercings down and start moving them on an axis on however you feel it would sit if you were talking. I personally feel like my piercings would sit like that, and then I'm going to do the same with the middle one. Don't be afraid to size it down if you need to as well. It's not going to make that big of a deal. So now that will be recorded and it will stay like that when my mouth moves in R. So now, for example, if I click on the ch, it's going to move to a different section. You will need to repeat the same process for every single shape key of the vismes from R, Ch, D, E, F, G, and all the other sounds. So you're going to have to move every single piercing for every single shape key. So as you can see, whatever you do in edit mode will be saved for each shape key. So if I go from D to Ch to A, it's going to save and move. Basically, you do that for every single shape key all the way down. Like I said, it's a bit of a tedious process, but it's definitely necessary. So now if I go to object mode, it's still going to be saved. So if you go down here and you go to A, it's going to move. See? Doesn't that look so nice? So that's pretty much it on how to add piercings and how to weight paint piercings to your face. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped you out.